Hello Gemini, welcome to my channel, Wing Spiritual Clarity. My name's Wendy Wing. So Gemini, this is your weekly psychic tarot reading. This is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Cross watchers are welcome. If this reading doesn't resonate with you, you might want to try your other placements. So, Gemini. This is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. If you'd like a personal reading, there's a link in the description box below. Let's start in the past, Gemini. In the past, we have the Star in reverse. Ooh. So, oh, wow. Hopelessness, despair. This is more than sadness. This is more than just a bad day. This feels like your guides are very funny. Someone's guides, this is more than just a bad day. This is a way of being. It looks like you spent a lot of time in the past, maybe depressed, feeling hopeless. Why is there so much hopelessness? What was going on in the past that was the root cause of this? Okay, abandonment issues, rejection, feeling left out with the Five of Pentacles. It feels like I don't fit in. And that's kind of at the heart of this. What I'm getting is I don't fit in. I'm trying to separate myself from myself to make me more palatable to the people around me. And yet I still don't feel like I fit in. I feel like I've got this belief system. It feels like you're in a very controlling environment. It might be a family system that might be a bit cult-like, very rigid beliefs that keep you believing in the past that you're the problem, that somehow you don't fit in, and the hopelessness and despair you were experiencing in the past. The depression was a result of you believing that that's true, that I don't belong here, or I don't fit in here. I'm rejected by the people around me. This is yeah. Boy, I can't say this anymore. There was a lack of love in the environment with Ten of Cups in reverse. This was not loving. I think when you were going through this, maybe the family you were raised in, there was like, this is love. They might have even been like, this is unconditional. I love you unconditionally. But based upon the conditions that this feels like they say all the right things, but they don't back it up with feelings, emotions, actions. It feels very toxic, and you might have felt very abandoned. You might have you had to abandon yourself to stay in these systems, whether this is your society, your family, your religion. You are raised to give up yourself so you can fit into whatever this mold is. Feels very painful, feels very limiting, and it feels hopeless. I can see why there's a lot of hopelessness and despair. I'm getting a very specific message. That there might have been family members, this feels so specific for some of you, who unalived themselves. because they also were in this kind of hopeless energy. You have to betray yourself, abandon yourself to be in this. Wow. Okay. In present energy, Gemini, we have the Page of Wands in reverse. Feels like unwanted communication might be kind of, oh, there might be a little nastiness. What's interesting is someone is being kind of nasty and it gets them out of a nightmare. Are you being a little like nasty, but you're taking your power back? Someone's communicating, it's unwanted, but there's something about this communication that's unwanted that helps you get out of a nightmare situation. I think that communication trods on your boundaries, and you're seeing that this person is very toxic, and you're letting go of toxic trauma bonds, codependency, toxic behaviors. There's something freeing about someone showing up and they're just awful, and it feels like you give yourself permission. You're like, oh, I see you now. You don't respect my boundaries at all. So there's a lack of respect or care, and it feels like that why this is getting you out of these fears is I feel like you're facing your fears. I feel like somehow this person believes that they have a right to tell you what they're telling you, something about you being wrong. And I think you're like, oh my gosh, this is so freeing. This is such a you're not for me. You're not respecting my boundaries. You're toxic. You're making this there's this happiness coming in. I feel like someone is showing you exactly who they are, and it's freeing for you. You're celebrating with Four of Wands. You're happy. You're joyful. You're like, oh my gosh. It feels so good. It feels like you set yourself free with this realization. You've set yourself free from maybe someone from your past who's a bad boss, bad leader. They're controlling and manipulative. They lack confidence. They run off of insecurity. They need others to fluff their ego to tell them how wonderful they are. But they're a bad leader because they lead from insecurities, and they're trying to control their environment and keep people down, keep them in wherever they're wanting to keep them, and instead of empowering themselves and empowering the people around them. I feel like you're seeing this person very clear. Yes, you're seeing this person. I think that's why you're feeling so free and so happy. Like, oh my gosh, I see it now. I see it. This is betrayal. 3 of Swords, 5 of Swords. This is someone who's very manipulative. They're worried about control and power, and they treat you horribly. Feels like they treat a lot of people horribly. Wow. This feels very pivotal. Gemini, this is such a pivotal time. It's like, oh my gosh, I see And it feels like by having the truth, the clarity, by having the clarity and accepting and seeing this person for who they are, you're realizing this is all the toxicity, the trauma. That's on them. It's not on you. It was never about you. And I feel like this gives you lightness and freedom to be yourself, to celebrate. Wow, wow, wow. All right, Gemini, what's hidden is the Hanged Man in reverse. What's hidden is it looks like you're done sacrificing. You're no longer stuck. You're, it feels like all that energy that you were giving, sacrificing to others was making you exhausted and stuck and unable to really give yourself permission to make moves for yourself. Now that you're unstuck, it looks like you're focusing on building a new foundation, like a new timeline. What do I want to build? I want the foundation to be sturdy. So you might be also focusing on your finances. Okay. What's hidden is someone that you are not in communication with is just waiting. Someone you're not in communication with, I don't know why I'm laughing, is just waiting for... it feels like they're going to be waiting a long time after how you're showing up as it's like a new perspective. I think it's blowing their mind that you're not talking to them, that they're waiting. It's an absolute shock. So I feel like this for quite some time in your life, whoever this is that we're talking about, it feels like they have been able to really manipulate you, really feels like an enmeshed relationship where you let your guard down and you gave and gave and gave, but you're no longer sacrificing your time, your energy. It feels like you're not even communicating with this person. You're not trying to explain what you're doing, your move. You're not explaining anything. You're just not talking to them. You're not communicating with them. And I think there's a realization going on with whoever, like, oh my gosh, they can feel the detachment. That's what it is. They can feel you just detaching, and you're on a joyful energy and celebrating and having fun. Feels very light. Wow. And somehow this person can feel that shift. They're recognizing that shift, and there's a realization like you're gone, something like that. Wow. All right, Gemini, in the advice, we've got the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. It looks like you are redefining you and what you want out of your life, because it feels like you thought you were in your happily ever after, or there was something very set in your mind that you're changing. You're letting go of a lot, a timeline, or maybe several timelines. You're focusing on your work, on business, on building a foundation for yourself. And again, it feels like you're a bit closed off. I think you're trying to figure out who you are, what you want going forward, and you don't want any F-withs in your space. So you might be closed off to those who just can't share in this type of energy. Wow. You might be stepping right into a partnership with someone who's very attractive, someone who's got your attention. This is someone you've manifested. Wow. You seem very focused. This is someone who gets a lot of attention, who very charismatic. They follow their intuition. They're not afraid of what others... I think you like that about this person. They don't care what others think about them. They really follow their passions, their desires, and they've been successful at that. And it does, so this person follows their passion and desires, and they also give that to others around them. Like, yeah, you should follow your desires too. So this is really wonderful. Yeah. Wow. It also feels like you both have worked through a lot of your codependency issues. You're not needy. You don't need this person. They don't need you. You're manifesting someone who's independent. So you're both independent. You're both... you both take responsibility for yourself. You're not blaming someone else for where you're at or how you're feeling. There's a lot of maturity here, a lot of success. There's a lot of stability, abundance. And you've manifested this. This is something, I think you know this. Are you manifesting this for like Valentine's Day? It definitely feels like there's at least an opportunity for love and partnership here, whatever it is that you've manifested. So, wow. All right, Gemini, that's your reading. I hope that was helpful. Take care. Have a great week.